One World Media is working with universities across the UK to teach the next generation of journalists and filmmakers how and why to cover stories from the developing world. Journalists and media professionals can produce work that informs millions. And now, more than ever, we need to see a broad range of stories from developing countries so we can understand the reality of people's lives.
As a direct result of the One World Media workshops, our students have been inspired to go to Malawi, to go to Zambia, to go to Egypt, to go to the West Bank, to dig around, to find some really important international stories to tell.
The biggest impact, I think, on the students has been the way in which the bursaries have enabled them to travel and to make films that otherwise they wouldn't have had the resources to make.
The film I made with the One World Media funding that I received was called Fly Little Birds, and it's a short documentary set in Thika in Kenya, following the lives of two young women who are about to leave the children's centre that they've grown up in. I think it really reaffirmed the ethics and morals that I'd learned on the workshop, which is that we all have a really shared humanity, and that's what we as filmmakers need to be concentrating on, is how we're similar, not just how we're different.
One World Media has inspired the staff as well as the students to have a kind of international and global angle to our teaching. And the modules and the makeup of our modules has shifted as a result.
To help lecturers enhance their courses, One World Media has produced a set of teaching resources in which experienced journalists and filmmakers explain how they cover the developing world.
These people are not victims. This is the huge mistake that most people make when they go out to work on programs in Africa. They see people in Africa as victims. They're not victims. Some of these people are real heroes.
We live in a globalized world. We live in a multicultural nation. And I think the more the nation or the rest of the world hear from the journalists of the future about how other people live, I think it makes a fantastic difference to how we eventually all get on together.